So today we're gonna talk about the best way to warm up. Alright, so it may not be the best way for you, but I found that it's the best way. That gets me going and leads in to the middle phase of this session, like I talked about in the previous video. And so we're just gonna go and apply what the concept, which is landing things or only going for things that you can land within 1 to 3 tries. So if I'm struggling with a trick or I start to get frustrated, then it's over. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do 10 tricks, ones that I believe I have first 1 to 3 tries. Also, considering how I feel right now, I did some deep tissue massage. You think that's pretty loud? Yeah. I did some deep tissue massage. I feel a little more loose than if I wouldn't do that. So the tricks I'm choosing are a bit more advanced than they would be if I had no tennis ball to do some tissue massage. So I'm just gonna start doing a nose mani to mani on this little A-frame thing.
That's your warm-up?
Yeah, because it's what? Well, I mean, we'll see. You know, I feel like I can do that. All right, right here.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Going back that way. 3 tries.
Oh my god.
You see, so that first try was about to humble me. Like I was about to eat it. Like, but oh my god, that's interesting. I've never seen that at a skateboard. Wow. Okay. Anyways, so that's one trick. We're gonna do 10 more. So I'm gonna hop onto this. Just follow me. I'm gonna go. All right, that's 4. You see, a trick that would have been risky is trying to maybe switch ollie, switch heel, and then like a switch flip off. That would be something that maybe I can do, but we'll see. We'll see if that's a warm-up trick today. So again, this is relative to how you feel, the tricks you've been practicing, you know, currently, because we don't have the tricks we learn at all times. So we're gonna see if this is a warm-up trick for me today. All right, and I say today because it's based off of how you feel at the moment. So I'm gonna do what I say: switch ollie, switch heel, and switch flip. All right, that didn't feel like a warm-up try, but we're gonna give it 2 more tries, and if I don't get it in 2 more tries, then you can clearly see that it wasn't a warm-up trick. Not only because I didn't get it, but because I looked very shaky on everything I did. From the switch ollie, that looked forced. That switch heel looked horrible. I landed very unstable, and then that switch flip was just very rushed. And if I landed it, it would have been a very lucky attempt. And that's important to consider, because just because you can land it first try doesn't necessarily mean it's one of your warm-up tricks. You have to be able to land it in a fairly fluid motion. All right, so we're gonna try to accomplish that in the next 2 tries. And honestly, the hardest part for me is the switch heel. So even if I wanted to warm it up a bit more.
Oh, you can.
What's up?
Is this YouTube?
Yeah.
You're on YouTube right now?
It is, my dude.
What channel?
This is my
YouTube?
channel. Yeah, YouTube.
It's just YouTube.
It's YouTube. That's Joey, guys.
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube. We're not doing too many right now.
We're not?
We're not right now.
Usually you don't do them.
That's true.
You just try them.
That's true.
And then you get one.
And we get lucky.
And then you get lucky. And then you sit down and relax.
Exactly. All right. So we're gonna do some manis today, because that was part of my warm-up. But we're gonna give this one more try. Clearly, this isn't a trick that I can warm up with. You know, if I wanted to switch it up to the point where I could, I'd probably do like fakie flip instead of a switch heel. But we're gonna try the switch heel one and see how that goes. Oh my God. All right, so that one was, I feel like a 6. It could have definitely been way better. But clearly that's not a trick that I have to warm up with. You know, it can be a little different.
That was a 4-wheel manual. Those are very difficult.
That's what I found. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was 7 tricks. Now let's do a manual. Let's do one of these. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3 on all blocks. Okay? So you just down this side. Seven, 8, 9, 10. All right, that's 10. So now I'm using these tricks as examples, contextual to me. But as you can clearly see, the ones I landed first go were this one. Second go was the Manny, nose Manny to Manny, and that's really just because I wasn't ready for the obstacle. But it's still fair to say that's a warm-up trick. The only one that wasn't a warm-up trick in this case was, or a warm-up line, would be the one with the switch heel. And that's something that I take in and can either choose to improve in my main session, but I'm not gonna try to improve it in my warm-up because the whole point of the warm-up is to get the blood flowing, you know, get comfortable, but not get frustrated. So we accomplished that. We landed it first off, but we also didn't get too stuck on it. Now, something that I can easily get stuck on is trying something like a nose bending nollie flip. I'm gonna do it right here. Because generally that's a trick that I can have, you know, first go. Sometimes it doesn't happen for many reasons, and so it's important that I don't get, you know, super stuck on a trick like that, even though I may feel like I deserve for that to be one of my warm-ups. But we're gonna give it 2 more tries, because remember what I said, 1 or 3 tries. Oh my goodness. All right, 1 more try, going on that one. All right. So clearly, you can see it wasn't fluid, and honestly, there's many times I give it 2 more tries just to clean it up, especially if I'm landing them back to back. I just want to clean it up. That's still kind of a warm-up, but in this case, I'm sticking to tricks that are very simple. How much time do we have?
8, 9, about to be 9.
All right, cool. So the important thing I want you to take away from this video is you have to make sure you're open to being humbled by, you know, by the present. So it doesn't matter if the day before you had a great warm-up session and you could do very gnarly tricks. Like for me, sometimes I can get away with doing double tray flip on a little set of stairs or even on flat ground. Other days it's not that simple. That could be because you're sore, that could be because, you know, you just skated a lot yesterday and you're not feeling that. Or it could simply be you didn't get good sleep. Who knows? Regardless, you gotta pay attention to how you feel. Damn, I'm like going everywhere. To how you feel in the moment, and that's the important thing. Allow yourself to be humbled and approach the warm-up with the consideration of how you feel in the present. Having said that, that's the end of this video. That was phase 1 of 3 phases that we talked about. And I'm gonna let Brian ask any questions that he thinks I should.
Would you call that like the 3 try, like
3 try warm-up?
metric, or like method or whatever? Like if you can't land in 3 tries,
That,
then you just
actually,
move
I
on.
might. Yeah, that sounds good. Like maybe it could be the 3-try method. We can use the 3-try method to warm up, and that's seemed to work for me in many ways. And so that's why I'm gonna call it the best warm up approach, something like that. But anyways, I think we're good with that one. We're gonna be doing phase 2 and 3 in separate videos, so look out for those. Other than that, leave a comment, ask questions so I can elaborate or just clarify anything that I may have, been shaky about. And you can hit me up also at profe.carlos on Instagram. Yeah, we can talk about a lot of stuff there, even coaching for you. Peace out.